over. I've just literally messaged Jasmine.
We're live.
Question. Yeah. I was like,
we're live.
What? Yeah,
we're live.
We're live.
Yeah, nice. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice to be live.
I like being live.
Yeah, well, it's just I feel like I've been dredging up all sorts of like weird memories from my past and stuff recently, like, and so I got to share with you the most recent one, Myles, and I don't know if you can share this or not, but I remember being young at my grandparents' house, and I don't know if it was my brother or one of my grandparents asking me for a glass of milk while I was in the kitchen, and I was like, yeah, of course. I was like 12, something like that. And so I brought them a glass of milk with ice in it. Didn't think anything of it. And then I was proceeded to get ridiculed by everyone there saying, who drinks milk with ice in it? And in my head, I was like, I don't know. I don't even know if I've ever had milk with ice in it. Like, it was one of those moments where you just go, wait, is this the one drink, the one cold drink that I don't put ice in? And it sort of is stuck in my brain, resonant, like just sort of stuck there for my whole life. And I never put ice in milk ever again until this week. And I got this week, and I got a gallon of milk. And every time I poured a glass, I put a bunch of ice in it. And bro, it tastes so much better with ice. So much better. I all these years been not drinking it with ice because somebody made fun of me. And it's so much better with ice. It tastes better. It's colder. Love it. What's wrong with people?
But isn't, I know iced tea is a big thing in the States. Doesn't iced tea have milk in it?
No. I mean, generally no,
Okay.
but I'm sure you could add. Yeah.
Well, you could do, because it's clearly the way to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you put ice in your milk?
No. I don't put my milk in my ice either. Have you ever had like ice cubes made of frozen milk?
No, I've had ice cubes made of frozen coffee, but that shouldn't surprise you in the slightest.
Okay, that's cool though.
Then it doesn't water down the coffee.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh my god,
Yeah.
That's genius. Yep. Dude, patent it, quick.
Wait, everyone's in chat saying that Nate Bargatze has a joke about milk with ice. And I've seen a lot of Nate Bargatze. I wonder if that got into my head. And no, see, RB3 Pro Guitar says, doesn't that just water down the milk? It doesn't really. Like, I feel like it actually tastes creamier somehow when you drink it that way. I don't know what's going on.
Welcome to Milkcast Live.
Yeah, you want to start the show?
Sure.
Let's go. This is PSVR GamesCast Live. We film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and 2 Eyes Friday right here on YouTube. We do it live 6 p.m. Eastern for your viewing pleasure. But we also care so very much about your oral pleasure. That's why we put this thing right down your throat on podcast services of your choice. My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here without Parole. And this guy over here to my left, your right, it's Myles Dyer from youtube.com/way too tired to do the accent, Myles.
Okay, you did a little bit. So I was racing in the Sunday multiplayer. By the way, hi Brian, hi GameCats. Last Sunday, did the multiplayer, V-Race or Hoverbike.
Yeah. And
I just like diving in and out of the different multiplayers. They've added it now so you can see like who's in the rooms and that, so you can mix and match. And then I'm going through the tunnel, and you get the echo, and all I start hearing is just a chorus of Myles Dyer. And a load of game cats just started doing it in unison. And it's spreading, Brian. You've definitely started saying, and now I'm forever anxious about when the next Myles Dyer is going to come out for me. So just want to say congrats, man. You've started something that I'm really grateful for.
But that's it. That's it.
You've done some other cool stuff as well, I suppose. Yeah.
But, well, you got to start somewhere. We'll start with making fun of your name with a terrible British accent. Yep.
But dude, I'm feeling pretty emotional at the moment. Everyone's probably understands why. But like I had for lunch today a burrito. I ordered a burrito. I love Mexican food. I think it was the perfect burrito because it's been a long time since I've had a burrito where you get to the
Wow.
bottom and it's not falling apart or leaking. Maybe that's just a British thing. They don't do Mexican burritos. Does it happen a lot with burritos over there? I just find you get to the bottom bit in the foil and it's really hard to eat that last stuff without making a mess. But this was
I don't eat
perfection.
Mexican all that often, so yeah, I do like burritos. I just don't eat them very often. So the chat will have to let us know if that's a problem here or not. Yeah,
but I mean, burritos I don't normally have for lunch because then you just want to have you have a food coma and you just pass out for the rest of the. So it was risky, but it worked all right. But anyway,
that's how I feel with all food. Like, that's why I don't generally eat until like the absolute last minute of the day, right? Because then you eat and it's like, okay, now I'm ready for bed, which is the worst time to eat. We all know that, but it doesn't change anything, right? Yeah, I could have like a salad or a small sandwich or something and just be like, I'm so ready for bed. Like
that's what I normally get. That's what I normally get when I go to the Mexican places now. Is I get the rice bowls or the salad bowls. So it's basically all the inside of the burrito, but not with the bread. It's just as a salad, and it feels healthier and lighter, but it's nice. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've covered milk. We've covered lunch. Do we want to talk about dessert, and then we can call it a day? Like we covered.
Oh yeah,
everything?
we've done drink. We've done. Okay. Well, no, I know a way we can get through this quickly, other than just moving on. Brian, when you go, if you can have a 2-course meal, if you can have a 2-course meal, Brian, and GameCats, you can say in the chat. Are you more? Would you prefer having a really good starter and a main course, or a main course and a really good dessert? Are you a starter or a dessert person?
Starter. I think appetizers are. Listen, I worked at a tapas restaurant for like a decade. All right, which is like basically just having a bunch of appetizers for dinner. And so I am a huge appetizer person. I sometimes I'd like to go to a restaurant, even if it's not a tapas restaurant, and just get a bunch of appetizers instead of actually getting a main course and just share a bunch of shit. So definitely appetizer and meal. Why you? I
think I'm the same. I do love desserts. I love it, like the hot and cold desserts. So like warm brownie with ice cream, that's all good. But I'm at a point in my life now where if I know the starter's going to be really good, yeah, I'd rather a good starter. And there's a lot of starters I think is in the chat, but there's a few pudding people. Okay,
yeah, good. We
also talk about VR, Brian, don't we?
I mean, today maybe not so much. There's going to be another topic we can talk about. I'm burnt out on VR. No. It's not true. It's not true. Dude, listen. For the last month, it's just been nonstop, banger after banger after banger. And we talked, about a month ago, wondering if this, the Q4 of 2025 was going to be as good as Q4 2024. And I think we've exceeded it. And it's with a lot of unexpected surprises. Right? We didn't know a month ago that Roboquest was going to be out so soon, or that it was going to turn out so well. We didn't know that Of Lies and Rain was going to turn out so well. We didn't know V Racer was even going to drop in Q4, and there it was, and I gave it a 9.5. Right? So a lot of great games, a lot of games that turned out to be better than we expected them to be. A lot of great surprises, and like it's just not ending. It's not ending. And we are coming right off the heels of, oh my God, was that yesterday? Oh my God. Yesterday, Demeo and Roboquest came out. Holy crap. Somehow this whole week is just one big day for me. Like just all meshed together. This feels like days ago those games came out. But let's before we even talk about those games, Myles, let's talk about these tips.
Sure.
And the first one comes to us from Fifth, 1972, with the Australian $5. Says Roboquest is great. Congrats, Myles and Flat to VR team. Thanks, Myles, for the Let's Plays, and thanks, Brian, for the no sleep hard work. You got it, man. I do it for you guys. And that is, man. Congrats, for real. Congrats. Roboquest turned out to be really good. And I was in a unique situation, having like a pre-launch version and watching it get better and better and better leading up to day one, right? Where I actually jumped in the day the game came out yesterday. Again, still seems like days ago.
Yeah, no.
And it was like, oh wow, they've improved the graphics a little bit more since the last time I played this. The headset haptics, every time you get hit, the haptics in the controllers felt better. I mean, it was like, man, you guys were just working around the clock until the absolute last second, and I'm sure there's still plenty of work ahead for you guys.
Yeah, honestly, really appreciate the positivity across the community. I know I probably sound like a broken record when we do it, but it's just we genuinely don't take this community for granted, and nothing's a given. Look, Brian just said a minute ago, we didn't know, when Roboquest was coming out, or how good it was going to be. I didn't know how good it was going to be. The first I played of it was test builds of the PSVR2 version, because basically until a game is submitted through QA, I'm pretty sure this is public knowledge, but until you can submit a game through QA, you can't play a PSVR2 game unless you have a dev kit. And so when you're working for a company that's remote, it's not like I can just go into the next office and jump on the test kit. No, we only have so many dev kits. And so, funny enough, today I was jumping into Shadowgate VR because we need one last shot of it's on the artwork. There's a dragon in the game. Needed one shot of the dragon, and for a week now, it's the last shot we needed. And I've been trying to get through the game on my PSVR2, and normally you can do PC VR capture for a lot of games, and you have the disclaimers. But the Shadowgate VR, which is out on Tuesday, it just looks better on the PSVR2 version. So it's like, oh, we can't do the PC VR version. We need to do the PlayStation one. So that's kind of like how it is. And so, yeah, this week I just was jumping in. And I'm going to keep it real. 5 days ago, when I first played the Roboquest VR PSVR2 build, and this is the one that you would have got as well, Brian, I was blown away by it in lots of ways. But when it came to the reprojection, it was rough. It was really rough. And for a game that has a lot of text with menus, and when there's like black outlines for the art style, for me, when you're moving across, that blurring is going to look, And so we were having conversations of like, are we going to be able to sort this out? And it was not because of any questions about the dev teams involved. Flat to VR Studios, VR Monkey, everyone involved has just blown my mind. And like, if only I could have told you, like the conversations we had maybe 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, of what still needed doing. And it was this kind of like shoot for the stars moment of like, this is the date we're going for, let's make it happen. And like the leadership, Jasmine, who was producing the game, like the courage to say, this is the date we're going for and we're going to do it. And the improvements in just the last 4 days has been incredible. For me, I love the game how it is now. I do, as I said on my Let's Play, and it feels weird, obviously, when this is my game, that you think, why would Myles critique it? I think the reprojection is still a shame, but it's still an amazing game to play. But once they hit that 90 native, fucking hell, this is going to be like go from a great game, a fantastic game, to an outstanding, arguably a top 5 all-time PSVR2 game, in my opinion. But so, yeah, there's still more work to do. And I'm just really grateful for everyone's support, all the reviews, all the ratings. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, and it's incredible to hear that, you guys aren't that far off from the 90 native version, from the multiplayer edition. And so that's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. So actually, I haven't been looking around. I haven't seen what anybody else rated RoboQuest. I think RoboQuest was the first review I put out yesterday, and then I had like an hour to stitch up the last few minutes of my my Demeo review, and then after that I just like went to bed for like 2 hours and just have no idea what happened. So I don't know if I'm on the low end or the high end of RoboQuest, but man, so much content, so fun, and I'm just looking forward to see where it goes. So good, yeah.
I can't wait for multiplayer, But and we spoke about this off air earlier in the week, Brian. I just feel this feels like a rhyme of Ancient Dungeon. I know when that game came out and it didn't have multiplayer for PSVR2 at launch, and I was kind of like, oh, but am I going to like it single player? I just want to wait for multiplayer. And then I had so much fun in the single player of Ancient Dungeon. Even today, I've played more single player.
But yeah. No version of Ancient Dungeon had multiplayer when the PSVR2 version dropped.
Oh, was that right? Okay, I thought it had been on other okay, I thought it was on the other platforms.
It did still take us longer than the other platforms to get it. That's
gotcha.
For sure, though. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, it is. It's a bit different. So yeah, I think, and look, I'm going to be real from a marketing perspective, just a bit of like what it's like from a marketing perspective. It's also about using moments of vulnerability as a strength in communicating, like not being too apologetic, but just being honest. So yeah, we're not at 90 native, but you know what? Once it is 90 native, we're going to make a lot of noise about it, and that's going to be a good marketing beat where loads of people that love the game are going to be like, oh my god, I can't wait to experience it now at 90 native, and then that's going to help get even more people in the game. Even those, some people have said, I'm going to wait for 90 native, and completely understand and respect that. Yeah.
Yo, what in God's name happened with the price? Because the easy part to understand is when it accidentally launched at $25, and then they're like, oh shoot, we screwed up. Everyone buy it now while you still can, like while you can get it cheap. It was cool for Flats VR to actually be like, buy it now before the price goes up. I saw Wes like in our Discord being like, hey, like we're gonna fix this. Like fucking buy it if you want the discount. So an accidental discount, and then in the States it went up to $30. Went up to the price it was supposed to be, that we've been saying on PSVR this week for like literally a month now. Being like, this is how much it's gonna be. But in other countries, it seems like things were even more confusing. Like the price went down after the price correction in some places. What in the fuck happened with that? Any insight?
There's lots of insight. I was a part of the conversations, like when we discovered that there was a pricing discrepancy. Obviously, I can't go into it all in detail. Sure. Look, when you set prices on stores, you have to do it across regions. I don't know how it is for Steam and PlayStation, but like I think they have like automated pricing matches across, and then there's ones that you have to manually, you can do it manually yourself. And look, I think on one of the stores, because I don't think it was across all of PlayStation. I don't know. I think it was just PlayStation US. But anyway, one of the prices was off, and so we're having a question now of like, what do we need to do to rectify this? And so we had conversations about it, and so it was a mistake on our part. And as a part of social media and messaging, I am, as I mentioned a moment ago, a big believer of you shouldn't lie about stuff. It'd be very easy to go, oh, it was just the website messing up. No, it was just like, be playful about it. And it was like, yeah, we've messed up. Take advantage of it while you still can. So that footage of the dancing robot, I went back into my PSVR2 and captured that, because I just thought, what content do I want to go with that message of like, there's something gone wrong, make the most of it. And I just remember that dancing robot, and I thought, yeah, that captures how I'm feeling right now. And that was it. We went out there. So yeah, short answer is it was a mistake we made on our side on one of the stores. Some stores are quicker to update than others, and so you have to make a call on it. And ultimately, we could have maybe said we're doing a launch discount and that, but that would have been disingenuous. So we were just like, yeah, jump in. And funnily enough, it worked at an advantage, because there were some people that were like, I'm going to wait till 90 native. And then they were like, oh, forget that. It's cheaper to buy it now, so I'm not waiting. I'm going to get it now anyway. So, yeah, it was funny.
Grandpa's Barbecue Game Cat with the Australian 5 says, hey, Myles, I hear this nifty little game called Roboquest has released to great reviews. I mean, I can't imagine that anyone's got anything less than a great review out there.
You always get on the PlayStation Store a 1-star review, and it's funny, man, because when I want to like put on Twitter or X and say, hey, everyone, review, you're always going to get that one person that goes, well, fuck these guys. I'm going to go in there and just give it a 1-star. But I do think with games like even V-Racer or Roboquest, of like on the PlayStation Store, like you have to own it to give it a review. And especially when it's a premium price. It's like, I was going to say the wrong price, $29.99. People aren't just going to buy a game cheap just to give it a 1-star review, but maybe they will. But like clearly something went wrong. But like 1 star is pretty harsh. But yeah, no, overall the reviews have been great. Looking at it on the PlayStation Store right now, we're looking at, last time I checked, it was a 4.93 with 115 ratings.
Awesome.
Awesome. And V-Racer Hoverbike did well. V-Racer Hoverbike is our highest and most rated with 441 ratings. And like, PlayStation ratings aren't things that are done a lot. Although I think that's starting to change now in the conversations. Now you can write reviews. I love seeing the reviews of people and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's doing good. People have barely scratched the surface yet. I've barely scratched the surface yet. I'm going to be playing lots this weekend, so I imagine people are going to start reviewing it in the next week once they've had a weekend to sink their teeth into it.
Baboonified in the chat says there's a Black Friday sale and I want to get a PSVR2, but I'm not sure. Man, what a time to jump in, I'll say that. And even better, hell yeah, there's a Black Friday deal. After on the heels of hearing about the Target discount, hearing about the BJ's Wholesale Club discount, here comes PlayStation saying, "Yo, we got an official discount as well." So Black Friday deals is just for the next week. No, what is it? It says
it's next Friday. Isn't it next Friday? Yeah, next Friday's Black Friday, but obviously they do it the week leading up.
Ends 12/1, right? So it starts soon. Ends 12/1. Yeah. Listen, this is crazy. Probably one of the best places to get a PSVR2 from, right? Because if it breaks in the first year, I think Sony's got you covered. But $100 off, and this usually applies to the standard headset with the controllers and also the Horizon bundle. For whatever reason, those are just the same price. And so for $300, you can get the headset, the controllers, and Horizon Call of the Mountain, which is only $50 more than Apple's trying to sell you the controllers and the charger for over on Apple.com. So this is an amazing time to jump in, and not only just because the headset is cheap, but also because so many games are cheap. Right? You got to remember we're coming up on. Is this the tail end of? Is this? Are we going to be? We haven't had this thing for 3 years yet, have we?
It would have been February 2023. No, 2022.
Right, and so it'll be February 2026, and so we are coming up on the 3-year anniversary of this thing, which means there are 3 years of games out there competing for gamers' attentions.
Games.
What's that?
4 games. That's like
Apparently.
4 games.
Yeah, depending on who you ask. So yeah, hundreds of games on the PlayStation Store, all competing for your attention, and the number of them that have dropped down to like $10 here and $15 there, $3 for Ghost Signal. I mean, like this is such a great time to jump in, and you don't have to get the latest games. You can just focus on the games that are all on sale, and there's so many good ones. So amazing time to jump in. It's actually might even be a good time to pick up a backup headset, just to throw in the closet. And if you accidentally punch the wall, break a controller, or your headset dies, or something happens, you got to just sit in there ready to go.
I was actually going to send because I bought a second one because of the cable on my other one. It still works, but it's like right on the edge. And I think they were going to repair it or give me a new one for like £250. I'd be curious to know what happens now if I ask them to repair it now while the sale's on. It might actually not even be worth doing it now, but I have to wait and see.
But good stuff, and there's also a bunch of games on sale right now. By the way, there's a new sale. Sometimes we dive into that and cover it. I don't think we're going to do that. I don't think we're going to do that today. My brain is barely functioning, and we've got some other stuff to talk about too. So, including a game that came out today. Myles, any history with the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise? Because today Silver Phantom came out on PSVR 2.
No, which is I'm kind of like looking forward to experiencing this. I know I have friends that are massive fans of it, and they probably hate the fact that I'm so ignorant about it, but yeah, it's gonna be a first for me. What about you?
I got a key yesterday morning, and sadly, like there was just too much stuff going on. I really wanted to have a Brian bite out for today, but I did. Dude, I laid down last night, and I laid down. It was like, I don't know, midnight or something, and I went to grab my Switch 2 because there's a roguelite that I'm playing on Switch 2 right now, which is just I can't get away from roguelites, and it's just like inundated my entire life. And so I went to grab it, and as I touched the console to pull it out of the dock to play it, I didn't pull out, Myles. I stopped myself and said, fuck, man, if you're going to play a game for an hour and a half before bed, go play this one. Just let's fucking go. Let's just go. You got to play this. You got to cover it. So let's go. And fortunately, you can play this in just sitting down and chilling. It's about an hour and a half, start to finish, and it is very much like watching a Gundam movie. I don't know anything about the franchise. I just don't. Right? I try to get some basis anytime I'm doing anything, right? Some sort of like playing a different Metro game before Metro Awakening came out, right? Just to have some kind of familiarity with the subject matter. But when I was talking to whoever my contact is over at the publisher, they were like, "Don't worry about it. Like, don't worry about it. Like, this is a great introduction to the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise." I was like, "Great, all right." And I don't agree with that statement. I don't think this is it's there's like so much. They try to give you a lot of backstory and say, "Hey, there's this war going on. You're on neither side." I don't really know. And then they start introducing you to these characters, and then you're learning about their histories, and there's just a lot going on, right? All the while, there's a current story going on. So I was like, well, it's fine, right? It's some sci-fi universe I know nothing about, but I love anime and I love big giant mechs, and I was like, this is going to be great. And I think it was okay, maybe even good, right? Starting with the highlights. Anything that's happening now is fully rendered 3D models. It's running silky smooth, right? Like, it must be running probably 90 frames per second. The resolution is awesome. Everything looks really clear, right? Pretty simple art style, but it looks clean and it looks great in the headset. It is weird the way what they've got to do to kind of tell the story, and they're changing the camera perspective. So sometimes, like, they give you a perspective and you kind of look over here just to see what's happening here. It's in VR. I'm going to look all over the place. And then they change the camera perspective and you're like, wait, I was just, okay. Right. And then there's like these 2-second loading screens that pop up every so often. And he's like, it gets weird. It feels a little not janky, but maybe not all that well put together to some degree, right? Just because of what happens in VR. And but then you get to experience these flashbacks. The female character that you are with for most of the game in her past there's another character that they talk about a lot, and anytime it flashes back, it's no longer 3D character models. It's literally hand-drawn animated segments, but it's 360, and it's done so well that it's like, wait a minute, is this VR? Is this 360? Is it a combination of the two? Because usually 360 looks pretty gross, right?
It does. It looks like a really warped, flat sort of image. Yeah.
Right. There's one scene in particular that really blew me away, because like there's the character that's talking is sitting in the back seat of a car going down a highway, and your perspective is outside that car as the car is going down the highway, right? And so you're looking at the character in the back seat. I was like, wait a minute. I look to the right, I look to the left, and I can see the highway, right? And I can see other cars on the highway, and there's no warping. It all looks right. It looks correct, but it all looks like anime, like proper hand-drawn anime. And so I was like, there's got to be some kind of combination between VR and 360 video going on here, or they've just really done an amazing job of making 360 video. So far so good. There's very limited interactions in the game, right? It is more about watching than it is interacting, and all the interactions kind of feel not great, right? You've got handles that you grab onto to control some things in the Gundam suit, and your hands don't lock onto those controls, right? And so you slide your hand up, and it's not even connected to it, but like the
I saw it in your video actually.
So there are plenty of things that like need work, but they are also very few and far between. So I don't know. I think Gundam fans will love it. And the whole time I was like, man, if this was a fucking Death Note
I was going to say,
experience.
like, put your favorite IP into this
Yep.
kind of presentation. Like, this is exciting, right? Of the future of a more interactive, immersive storytelling medium. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, and I guess a little bit more on brand here, a little bit more the correct genre. If this was an Evangelion experience, right, I would have loved it. I would have loved it, right? I would have already had connection to all the characters that they're showing, and I think the little things would have not bothered me nearly as much. So this is it's interesting. I feel like it's a little pricey for what it is. It's like $18. And it's an hour and a half, and there is a platinum trophy, Miles.
Oh my god, I was going to joke. There's actually a trophy.
Yeah, but there's also like 4 different endings, and I'm not totally sure how you get them. So like I don't know how much you have to replay in order to get them. So it's probably a pretty easy platinum, but there's probably some work you got to put into.
Okay.
AJ's in the chat. What's up, AJ? Says, even without knowing the series, how was the story overall? I think the characters were really well done. The voice acting was, I would say, above average, and they do tell a pretty touching story. And I kind of wish it was longer, I guess, because you really just start getting to know these characters and getting to know their backstory. And so by the time it ends, you're like, oh, I could use another hour and a half of that. But yeah, it was good. I think it was a pretty well told story. And like I said, they smashed a lot into an hour and a half, right? Almost too much. So yeah, so not too bad. Not too bad.
I mean, and just to say, in terms of the price point, you're saying like $18. When you think of what you would pay to own a movie or something for 90 minutes, and the fact that it is of that interactive element and it's of the official IP, like, I think that it's not going to be judged on the same thing as like paying that for a game that takes 90 minutes to complete, kind of thing.
It's true. I have no qualms about, when a movie's still in the theaters and Amazon goes, hey, do you want to buy this for $25? And I'm like, yeah. It feels a little expensive too, but I'm like, I'm going to spend $25 taking someone to the theater with me anyway. So like,
right.
So and now I get to own it instead of okay. So I do think that from that perspective, it may be a better deal than I'm giving it credit for. Yeah, not too bad.
Nice.
Okay, we got some tips. We gotta get caught up on here, Miles.
Man, this has a platinum trophy, and I think of all these games that don't have a platinum trophy. I mean, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, like Shadowgate next week.
Story.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Comic Book Guy 5 with the 2 quid says, if you didn't know, Eminem is coming to Hitman. It's true. It's very true. He's the elusive target next month for all of December, which is the weirdest fucking shit. Well, it's actually Eminem versus Slim Shady.
Ah.
Yeah, if you can believe it. I have missed the Hitman train. I need to get on the Hitman train, maybe like again early next year when shit settles down a little bit, and so I can play it thoroughly, properly for review. I don't understand the elusive target stuff so much. It's my bad, right? I should have jumped into one of these things by now. But it is pretty crazy to see, the big stars that they've got coming to these things. Wasn't it just Bruce Lee or something recently?
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, it was. I remember seeing it on the store. Yeah,
craziness. Yep. So very cool. And I did not see it first at the end of the trailer, Comic Book Guy. I didn't see the PSVR2 logo, but thanks to the cats in the Discord, did get confirmation that it's coming to PS5 and PSVR2, which is awesome.
That is amazing.
Shapeshift, the Anomaly Game Cat with the 666 tip says, I love you, Game Cats, and all, but Forefront is all I've played for the last 2 weeks.
Man, I'd love that to come to. Is that the game by? Is it Triangle Factory?
Yep, it's the Breacher's Studio next.
Yeah. It looks a lot of fun. To be honest, I haven't got time. I do want to jump in and check it out.
Yeah, listen, it looks great. I really hope they keep working on it and keep making it better, and then eventually bring it over to PSVR2, because yeah, I think this is something we need. This is something we need. There's a lot of people out there looking to scratch an itch like this, and we just don't have anything quite like it. Emmanuel Bose sent one without Parole gift membership. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Thank you.
Fifth
Turn the
with
chat
the
green.
Sorry?
Turn the chat green.
Right. Fifth with the Australian $2 says, Brian, any thoughts on the BioShock movie? My thoughts are I didn't know one existed until I read your tip.
I didn't either. And just before the show, I watched the trailer for the Silent Hill movie.
Yeah, same. I thought we were going to talk about that, but then there's a BioShock trailer. What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I didn't even know there was a Silent Hill movie coming out. So.
Really?
And is the did the second Five Nights at Freddy movie come out, or is it still to come out?
I think that's December.
Oh, okay.
Which, by the way, what a great time it would be to release Secret of the Mimic on PSVR 2.
Oh my goodness, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be?
Wouldn't it be?
Nice Christmas game.
Yeah, listen, there are specific dates that just make sense for things. I saw somebody in the chat saying, "Oh, maybe we'll maybe on Capcom's anniversary, or is it the Resident Evil anniversary? Maybe we'll get that announcement for Requiem on PSVR 2. It's all possible. Anything's possible." I will definitely check out the BioShock movie trailer. Is this the Netflix thing? Is it Netflix that's doing? I can't remember. Maybe I'm just making things up now. I know that Netflix has the rights to some things. I saw a couple screenshots of the Legend of Zelda movie.
Oh god, there's that. Yeah, I can't keep up. The new Mario movie's coming out, and
when's that happening?
Assume it's coming out next year. I saw the trailer. Because it's Mario Galaxy, isn't it? Galaxy movie. It is coming out 3rd of April.
Okay.
And there must be a new Sonic the Hedgehog movie coming soon. There must be another Sonic the Hedgehog movie coming out. But I tell you what, the not gaming related, but movie, and I used to geek out on this universe, Cloverfield. For years, J.J. Abrams was going to be working on an actual proper sequel to the original Cloverfield, and I think that is there's rumors on the Cloververse subreddit that I've been a member of. It's actually the first time I joined Reddit. They suspect that we could be getting something coming out about it. Has the Super Bowl happened? Has the Super Bowl just been, or is it about to happen? I don't know when the Super Bowl happens.
I'm sorry. Who did you think you were on a show with today?
Mr. Super Bowl. No? Oh.
No fucking idea. No idea. I used to, at least when I was in the restaurant industry, like I would actually keep track of it. February. February? Is that right? That's
February 8th, it says. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. AJ says February. Scott says it's February. Everyone thinks it's February. They actually used to be the company party day when I was still in the restaurant industry, because it was like no one's going out to a restaurant on Super Bowl Sunday, so that would be like our day to party as a big group, as a company. We'd like hit up some bar and just go crazy. All drinks paid for by the owners, and so that's the only way I ever knew when the Super Bowl was. Good times.
Ian Stanbridge in the chat. Myles, it's called the hand egg saucer now. Hand egg, mate.
I've never understood the hand egg thing. Never.
The game is you hold an egg with your hands
instead of a football. It's a hand.
Yeah, it barely touches your foot in the game. Like, doesn't it only touch the foot of like one player? I don't know.
You mean the kicker?
Yeah.
I don't know. We should all be shocked that I even knew there was a kicker in football.
All I'm saying is, in football, like soccer, the ball is in the hands of the players more than in your football. The ball is on the foot of the players. And if you need some time to think about that, tune in next week and we can talk about it.
I was tired before this show started, and I'm officially ready for bed now.
My brain is melted after this week. And it's what I was going to do a Let's Play today. I'm really gutted. I haven't played Demeo. I haven't played Plank.
Bro, you haven't played Demeo? Oh my god, this is the first show since Demeo came out, and Demeo's good. Demeo's real good. Demeo's good. Even Demeo needs a couple patches in order to like just take care of a couple bugs. But man, single player, multiplayer, I have had so much fun with Demeo over the past week. There is something very special, I think, about just taking control of all four of those characters and just hovering over that board, and just fucking just having fun all on your own. Here. There we go.
But there was a game that I was going to Let's Play tomorrow with you, Brian, if you were free, but I think I've got to play these games first. But I was wondering if you were up for playing the pickleball multiplayer. That pickleball game.
Might have to wait. Until the following week, because again, I do want to get a Brian bite out for Richie's Plank. I want to get a Brian bite out for the Gundam game, and then I want to focus on getting the reviews done for Pools and Shadowgate next week. It never ends, you guys. It never ends.
Pickleball multisport, dude. Seriously.
Yeah. No, I definitely want to. I actually want to play it. I do. I want to check it out.
Came out January of this year. Jeez.
Dude, this year's flown.
That's been under my radar. Been under all our radars.
Yeah. What's the thing about Demeo, man? There's something very special. Like I didn't have any desire to play Demeo or Demeo Battles alone, right? It was always like, somebody would be like, "Hey, anybody want to play Demeo?" And I'd be like, "All right, cool. Yeah, I guess I'll blow the next 3 hours, and hang out with some friends and really try to make some progress in some dungeon." But man, just it's the addition of the story. It's the addition of all these NPCs in the voiceovers. It's the addition of other places to go other than just a massive fucking dungeon, right? Hanging out in the tavern, talking to all the NPCs. Picking up side quests to things that people need from you that you don't. If you didn't talk to the character, like you wouldn't even be doing it, right? Like a very typical JRPG side quest stuff. And these are just massive campaigns, man. Massive. I said 8+ per campaign. That might be conservative, right? I just really fell in love with hovering over this board, having full control over all the characters, and kind of coming up with these strategies of how I'm going to take this group of enemies down, right? I've got one character that's like, throwing a flask of oil on top of all my enemies, and another one who's shooting a fire arrow, that kind of stuff, and just like lighting them up and causing fire damage for the rest of the battle. It's just something very special about it, and I enjoyed it so much more than I expected to playing alone. And then I got a few people together. I played with Samson. Like, I want to talk to Samson.
You want to talk to Samson?
Calculus. Yeah, he and I played a 2-player. We played 2 players for a couple hours. That was fun. I got Jammy. Yeah, that Jammy. And Rhodey, one of our awesome mods, has been around the channel forever. And the 3 of us got in and played a substantial amount of the second campaign together. And just no matter how you play, it's fun. It's just there's something very endearing about it, very charming about it. And I took the route of being like, hey, let's fucking take all of this in. Let's listen to all of the story, right? Like let's listen to what everybody has to say and really experience this story. Samson and I did the complete opposite. Samson and I were like, let's just skip all this shit and just head to the battles and let's fucking go. And you can make much faster progress that way. But really, either way you play, it's just so much fun.
and
Huge
it
fan.
is the best Demeo game to date.
I think so. And I know this is going to be okay. Well, okay, hold on a second. I should back the fuck up. I don't have enough knowledge of Demeo battles to even start saying this, because I played the original Demeo extensively, in this game extensively, but Demeo battles I've never even touched. I've only talked to AJ about, and he's filled me in on what I've missed.
Okay, because I was going to say the only thing I would say to help with this is you had Demeo, which was great, but very long games. Even if you could save it, during your match, Demeo battles was kind of like, it felt like it was micro matches. You still had a lot of content, but it was much more. You can jump in, play a match with a friend quickly, and get out, and it felt really great. It felt much more optimized for more casual players. So my question with this one is, have they gone back to much bigger set pieces where you've really got to invest a lot of time? That's why I don't play Dungeons and Dragons with my brother a lot, because I've done it once. It was a 3-4 hour thing. Love what they do. It's just like, I don't have time for that.
So I don't know if you've had a chance to check out my review, but a good chunk of this game is visiting smaller areas, right? And it's like you visit a town, and like the map is the town square. You visit, somebody says, "Hey, my father's missing. Can you go look for him?" A site on the overworld map will pop up. The last place he was seen. You go there, very small area, like just near the lake. Something that you're investigating. And the battles that take place in these areas are small scale battles, right? A few enemies show up, you take them all down. Takes about 15 minutes maybe, and like you're good, right? But you get to a point in each campaign twice or once. I think it's twice. My brain is broken. I apologize. I think it's once in one campaign and twice in the other campaign. I think it's twice in both campaigns. Fuck. Anyway, where you enter a location and you're like, this is traditional Demeo. It's a big ass fucking dungeon, right? Mm-hmm. And it's got the whole fog of war thing that's happening, as all the locations do, but especially prevalent here, where you can only see what you can see. So whereas the smaller dungeons, the smaller battles, enemies don't respawn. In the big dungeons, enemies do respawn, and so you take down lots of enemies, and you do your absolute best in order to go find the keys and fulfill all the requirements in order to get to the next floor, and then you take down a second floor, which is usually even bigger, and then you get to the third floor and there's a boss, which right, and that feels like a very traditional Demeo campaign, right? Demeo battles campaign. And then once you've completed it, it shows up in the main menu, right? So you can go back as a different, just that, right? So if you do want the traditional Demeo experience, this has both. This not only gives you a very well told story with a lot of NPCs, but if you once you've completed those campaigns, you can go back in and just play a very traditional Demeo style map, which is cool. It's very cool.
Yeah, that's cool. And I see it's got a platinum trophy at last, because they didn't have it for battles, I'm pretty sure. But this is petty. It's a hybrid game, so it doesn't matter. Hybrid games don't count on the VR PSN profiles trophy chart.
Yeah.
Why would I want to play that?
Two hybrid games this week. And people thought hybrid games were dead.
Although, I mean, RoboquestVR is technically a hybrid game, but it is its own game. So the platinum trophy does count for that. So true. I will be maybe going for the platinum. It looks like quite a long run.
Yeah, it's very true. A little bit different take. Yeah, Demeo, you get both versions with the same SKU. So a little bit different approach to hybrid gaming.
It's the same when they do, the PlayStation does the blog on the charts, and they do the top PSVR2, and the hybrid games are excluded, and it's that whole thing of, well, we can't tell what percentage of it was for the VR sale versus the flat.
Right.
Was Demeo no, Scott, maybe it was the other Demeo games didn't have platinum anyway, so that's why it didn't cross my mind. But yeah, they were hybrid, but I didn't know if it was that thing of like you could play against the flat screen. But you're right, it was a hybrid game.
I want to talk to Samson143VR with the $2 in the chat. Says happy Friday, not Friday. Friday. All right.
Friday. Yay!
Cool.
Yay,
We'll
yay.
take it. We'll take it. It was fun. It was fun to play with Samson. I had met Samson at the GameCap meetup, not this past year, not 2024, not 2025, but in 2024. And he's a great dude. And then it had been we just haven't hung out since. But great dude and really fun to play games with. So happy I get to do that.
Brian would say the great dude. I would say he's a bloody good bloke. Bloody good bloke he is. That's how he'd say it.
Okay.
Did you say that?
I would only say it if I was making fun of you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Don't say it then.
We'll probably get there. Yep. I want a lot in the chat says, is Pools going to be a hybrid? It seems that way. Because if you go to it is. Okay.
It's only listed on the store as Pools with yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
That's a shame. That's a real shame.
Because you want separate trophies?
Yeah. I want platinum. Yeah. So PlayStation VR2 optional.
Yeah. Listen, as two people who played Abyss Backrooms Pools Horror VR.
Oh my god!
Right, I think we are the target demographic for Pools in Pools VR.
That was a November game. Oh, dude, did that Plank Shovelware game come out? Because we thought it was going to come out ahead of Plank VR. Yeah. Sorry, I know we're going off touch. No, it's announced still. So I'm kind of glad. I was going to be really angry if that came out ahead to really sweep up the Richies. Yeah.
The bigger question, Myles, is did Max Mustard go back up to full price? Because Richie from Toast Interactive had said once Richie's Plank Experience comes out, Max Mustard will go. That'll be the end of the sale. It's still $10. Oh, we still got a few days, or who knows? Maybe it's selling so well that he's not going to raise the price back up. Yeah, make sure you guys go get Max Mustard. Max Mustard is so good.
It's doing well on ratings. It's a 4.87 with 679 ratings. Do you know what? I don't know if I've given it a rating or. Can you actually give ratings without reviews? Because I find that you have to type something in. You must be able to do a star rating.
I've never left a review, and I've left lots of stars.
Yeah.
So I think you should be fine. Yeah, go buy Max Mustard. It's only $10.
Yeah.
But we got some more information about Pools VR today, and I'm really, really happy about this, Myles, because I've been just kind of banging on about this for weeks, if not months, maybe since it was first announced. But over on the PlayStation blog,
they're making a splash.
We got more information about Pools. Pools brings Liminal Terror to PS5 and PSVR2 on November 25th. This is from Sammy Lathnan. Probably pronounced that wrong. Programmer and sound designer at Tensori. It was funny, man. You could tell I was just waking up when I was reading this because I was reading through it and they kept talking about the DualSense, about how when you're walking in different types of on different types of floors and through water, you feel the haptics in the DualSense differently. And I kept thinking to myself, I was like, is there no sense controller support in this VR game? And I had completely forgotten that there was actually a flat screen version that will be launching on the same day. I was like, just completely forgot because obviously we care about the VR version. And so the more I read, the more some of these screenshots, man. Some of these screenshots are just stunning. So stunning. And it's going to launch with Chapter 0. 6 chapters total. We already talked about it on Wednesday's show, I believe, that they are desperately trying to get the first chapter out for free as a demo.
Yes. Yeah.
Good for them. I really appreciate that. But we got... Okay, so this is the part I think we all care about, making the most of the PSVR2. When we started our plans on bringing Pools to PS5, we decided early on that the PSVR2 mode had to make the most of the features. Once again, we have this cool hardware that can suck you into a world of our game just that little bit more. Let's make full use of it. The PSVR2 version is a new custom version of the game, tailored directly for the hardware. It takes full advantage of eye-tracked foveated rendering so we can give you maximum visual quality and performance. This is a really great feature, as it allows us to make pools look as real as it can be while keeping a great performance at the same time, at least 90 frames per second without reprojection. It's all about making the game look good and play good. These were the questions I needed answers for, Myles, because anyone who's played it on PC knows that it struggles.
Oh, really?
Yes, like absolutely. And so the fact that these guys are taking full advantage of PSVR2 and making it run 90 frames native using DFR, like it's all about the visual experience in a game like this.
Yeah,
this is they keep banging on about how there's there's no monsters, and it's all about and there's no music, and there's no notes to find, there's no real story. It's about being there.
Yeah.
Right. It's the ultimate liminal space experience. And if they don't make it look good, it immediately is a failure in my book. Right. Because it's all about how it looks in the headset. And they are saying all of the right things. So fingers crossed that it looks and feels the way that we want it to. They do say, bro, was I watching? What the fuck was I watching this week where they pronounced Banal? Banal. Yeah. I think it must have been Game Grumps. But dude, that's just been stuck in my head. So although it might seem a bit banal to say this, we are extremely proud of the PSVR. Banal.
Good band name.
We are extremely proud of the PSVR2 version. Between you and me. What? Between you and me? It's this blog post.
Are they talking to you, not me? Okay.
Right. So cover your ears, apparently. We had to rebuild most of the visual aspects of the game from the ground up in order to achieve our target performance. Pretty much, we wanted the foveated rendering to work as best as it could. And in order to do that, we needed to create a custom solution for our water visuals. So we locked ourselves in. Are you leaving? Tornado got bored. We locked ourselves in, got deep into the code, and we've learned a ton of shader programming. It was a lot of hard work, but we're really proud of what we achieved. The whole studio hopes that when you submerge, walk in, or just gaze at the water effects, you'll think, hey, that looks nice. If you do, it's all been worth it to us.
That's awesome. They're saying all the right things.
They are. So I was nervous about this, and now I'm really, really super excited to play it. Not going to be a long game. I think they're saying like the 5 or 6 chapters, whatever it is, are like 20 something minutes a piece. So take it all in, an hour and a half max. But it's probably also going to be priced appropriately. I think on Steam this is like $10 or something. So very cool. And when people like was it Waleed on Wednesday was asking about, hey, we're having a VR day at work, and like what are good games to put people into for their first VR experience? Some of us were saying Subside, beautiful, could totally make somebody sick. This, as long as it turns out great, this could be one of those games that you show off VR to people and say, this is the difference. This is the difference that VR makes. Be perfect first game for some people.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm super hyped for this one. And as long as it's better than Abyss, Backrooms Pool, VR, I'll be happy.
Which Abyss was $8.99. This is only $1 more. You get the.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That game was abysmal. Did you just blind yourself?
I did the Men in Black thing, so I'd forget everything.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to forget the last 5 minutes so that I erase all of Myles' dad jokes from my brain.
Oh my god.
Grandpa's Barbecue or Game Cat with the 5 Australian says, Myles, how far out is the Quest version of RoboQuest? I want to get it for my grandson.
Sorry, is this a request for the Quest version of RoboQuest coming in? How far out? It's going to be early 2026. But we don't have a date at this point. The devs are well along the way with it, but obviously right now the priority is just dealing with optimizations and that for the current Steam VR and PSVR2 version, which only came out yesterday. So yeah, that will be the next piece of the puzzle. As well
very
as
cool. Very cool though that Grandpa's Barbecue or GameCat is going to be able to play on his PSVR 2 with his grandson who's on Quest.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Ace Gamer Cat with the 1337 says, "You guys are killing it with all the reviews, Let's Play streams. Seriously impressive. Can't thank you enough for all you do. Even the Beanie Baby." AJ. Bro, how's it been all these years and I've never thought to call him Beanie Baby?
AJ streams have been great. I mean, yesterday it was Eric Masher from Flat VR Studios. It was his birthday, and so basically when the launch is, we're all on a video call, everyone across the company, and pressing the button, metaphorically sometimes literally, and then we just live stream people's live streams, like we share the screen or reviews. And last night it was cool watching AJ play, and we were all tuned in. We were all in the chat, but we were all actually watching it in the same. And we would watch Brian's review, and just it's a really cool thing to do. So really appreciate all the coverage.
And I heard you guys were like, "Where's our 9, Brian? Where's our 9?"
My prediction for a score, I thought you were gonna I thought it's gonna be between an 8 and a 9. And it's because of the reprojection aspect of it. And then I literally did the final guess before I pressed play on your video, and I went, it's going to be between an 8.5, and a 9. And then it was 8.7. I was like, yeah.
Nailed it. Yeah.
It was good score, man. And I understood everything you were saying. Even Jammy, who is always so polite and positive, nice little British boy he is. He was like, yeah, the reprojection's pretty rough. But I love that everyone in the chat, some people don't notice it. And that's the thing about reprojection, is some people do not notice it. I technically don't, and I think you were saying this as well, when you're playing it, you just get on with it and you don't really think about it a lot. But it's there. But then again, some people say, no, they don't see it. So it's fascinating.
Listen, for me, it's a feeling. For me, it's a feeling more than, I mean, no, I don't want to make it sound like it's only a feeling, because it is very visually distracting for me when I see the ghosting. It is constant. For me, no matter what game it is, not just Roboquest, I always see it. But Roboquest is difficult. It's not an easy game, and so you are so focused on what you're doing, and and so focused on what your next move is going to be, that you just kind of you stop. I really do think that you stop seeing it. However, for a fast-paced game like this, the 90 frames native is going to make playing it feel different, right? Is absolutely going to feel different when you play it, and I love that, right? That's why I love the updated for Resist, where you get the 120 frames native on the Pro, right? Because it feels different when you're playing it. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most. It's just this already very fluid gameplay feeling and looking even more fluid. So
can I ask you actually, and you might not have an answer to it because I'm putting you on the spot here.
Sure.
But when you were playing RoboQuest VR, was there? Well, there might not have been a moment at all. Hopefully there was. But when was the first time that you found yourself maybe laughing at how much fun you were having, or amazed by it? And you're totally within your right to say I didn't have it. For me, it was when I played the first boss battle, and I was all the animations going on and how the frame rate was great, and I just was this is Ratchet and Clank meets Returnal. And I was just I can't believe I'm playing this in VR right now. For me, I was just so giddy. I don't know if you had any moments like that.
I didn't have a moment like that, but what I will say is that I was very happy that it kept delivering on the things I was looking for. The fact that I mean, anybody who watches the channel knows that I give Arizona Sunshine such a hard time for not having bosses. Right? It's just,
you love bosses, don't you?
I do because I've been a gamer for 45 years.
Yeah,
right. So boss fights used to be an integral part of gaming, and at some point people just stopped putting them in games, right? And then you talk to a game developer, and you're like, why the fuck don't you have bosses in your games? And they're like, because bosses are really hard. Bosses are really hard to make, right? Because you got to give them their own arena. Usually, you got to give them their own move set, their own design, this, that, whatever. They function differently than all the other characters in the game, and it's generally not okay to just take a character and scale it up. And so when I I did a run of RoboQuest. Got to the first boss on the first attempt. I think it might have killed me. I think that might have been the first time I died. Was dying on the boss the first time I saw it on my first run.
No, it's not a good feeling.
It's fine. It happens, right? And then, but the good part is, and I think this is like maybe when I this is the closest I think I came to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That I'm on my second run or my third run, and I get to the boss, and it's a different boss. And I was like, so here I am, right? So everything in most roguelites is randomized. The items you pick up, the weapons that you find, whatever. And this is the first time, I guess, since Ancient Dungeon, where I get to a boss, expect to see one character, and I'm fighting another, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. So even what boss I'm fighting right now is randomized. And then fast forward a couple more runs, and again, I expect to see one of those two bosses, and there's a third. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is really fucking cool. And it's like, so for somebody who gets who gets screwed out of boss fights so frequently by so many VR developers, it was really nice to have just like a good selection of bosses right from the get-go. It's awesome. I loved it. Yeah. But his sense of pride doesn't smile anymore. I never miss my bosses. This is nothing new. It's fuck till the day I die.
We got the bosses. We got the bosses.
Thanks to Gamer for the awesome.
Your audio, Brian, has just gone weird. It's gone really robotic-y, like static-y. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. I will do the next tip, maybe. If I can scroll up and find it. Oh wow, we got so many tips here, guys. You are so good. Let's have a look here. Oh no, I've got to the last one. Here we go. So from Ace Gamer with the $13.37. Oh no, that was it. We'd already done that one about killing it with the streams and that. Sorry, I'm terrible at this. Brian's way better than me than that. But he did come back again with another 13.37. Get pumped for more Rush Apex on Saturday. Then chill out with us for some Demeo Battlemarked on Sunday. Watch the weekend multiplayer channel in Discord for details and vote in next week's games. Make sure you join the Discord, everyone. Link in the description below. Every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the GameCats get together. And honestly, it's the best time. If there's a game you're like, I want to play this multiplayer, who have I got to play it with? Or I'd like to learn more about this game. The community is so welcoming and it's always a good time. So Saturday, it's going to be Rush Apex Edition. It's so much fun. And then Demeo. Great opportunity on Sunday with the new game there. Brian, you're back and you sound
check.
good.
Check. Yeah, I do.
There we go. Perfect. Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
When it started going weird, I didn't say anything because I was like, maybe it's just me. And then I saw the chat go weird audio. I was like, yeah.
Whatever you hear, they hear. Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I can't hear myself. I don't have any kind of monitor system, so I rely on you guys to let me know when this happens. Thank you, Ace Gamer Cat, for the weekend multiplayer stuff. Very cool. Two very different games. We get the Adrenaline Rush on Saturday, and then the chill, laid back tabletop board game on Sunday. So that's great. Good stuff.
I played Rush the other day with head movement because I hadn't done it with just the head movement one, and it works really, really well. And what's good about it is if your controllers are dead and you need to charge them, you can just use the Sense controller just to fire up the game, and then just use that to get in there. So you can always play VR games.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, or you can let your Sense controllers charge and go play some Luminous.
God,
go play some Gran Turismo with a racing wheel.
Oh, dude, Luminous, I am getting better at. I'm still not great. I still haven't got through full journey mode, but it's starting. I'm starting to get into that flow state where I'm not kind of consciously doing the moves. It's just all coming together. But dude, I love that game so much.
Yep. Again, what a great month we've had. What a great month we've had. I was waiting for the disappointment. And the only disappointment I've really had at all recently was Reach, and that's, I think, a very, by person basis. I've heard a lot of people saying that they loved Reach and that it didn't feel like it just dragged and dragged and dragged like I thought it did. Yeah, I thought it was fine. That was maybe good even, but yeah. Hold on a second. Let's get back. I got to get back over on this screen so I can see the tips better.
Andrew Ehrenreich.
Hell yeah.
Who's been a member for 25 months, level 2 membership. Wow.
We've known him since he was this tall.
Yeah, just that's all. Just got V-Racer, RoboQuest, Deadpool, and D&D. Expensive week. Glad there's no big holidays coming up. Upside down face. Also, why so few VR games in the Black Friday sale? I haven't actually looked at the Black Friday sale. I know you were talking about it at the start. We're not going to go through all of it. Maybe we could have if it's just like 4 games.
I saw a lot of people in the Discord were talking about it. People were listing games that they were interested in. It sounds like Borderbots is cheap. It sounds like Gazlers is cheap. I think Retropolis is cheap. So, but there's a handful of games.
It's one page. 17 games I see here. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we can go through them if you want to. I don't even know what we haven't talked about on the Run of Show.
I mean, I'll just quickly list them off now. So, Hitman: World of Assassination you can get for $28. And then the VR access separately, $8. Yeah, because you got to work it all out. The Gran Turismo 7 25th anniversary digital deluxe for $45, down from $90, so half price. They always do the Resident Evil Village Gold Edition, which is down from 70% off from $50 to $14.99. Yeah, if you haven't got Village yet, get it for that. Metro Awakening 40% off from $39.99 to $23.99. Good. Or you can get Metro Awakening and Arizona Sunshine 2 bundle, 42% off from $60 to $34.79.
Wow, what a great deal that is. That's
a really good deal. Arizona Sunshine remake, 60% off from $29.99 to $11.99. I mean, Arizona Sunshine, the remake, I think is the better of the 2 games. I just think the original game is stronger, and so yeah, I would definitely experience it like that.
I keep saying that, right? But there are so many like very cool, memorable moments in the second game.
Oh, for sure.
Right, but I don't think I hate saying this because it was written by Rob Yescombe, but I just didn't like the story in the second game. It just felt like I'd been told the story before. It felt like it was the K9 version of another very popular game franchise that we've already talked about. But I don't want to say what it is because I don't want to ruin it. And it's like, It's just, I don't know. And so I think the first one just kind of gets right to it. It doesn't fuck around as much. And so I might still believe that, but there are great moments in the second one. But where are the fucking bosses, Vertigo?
Yeah,
I'm done.
That's true. That is very true.
I'm okay.
Arizona
Sunshine 3, I have complete faith in. I think it's going to be an amazing game, and I think it's going to be packed to the brim with bosses.
Yeah, bosses. It'll be called Arizona Sunshine 3, World of Bosses.
Yeah, there'll be 3 bosses in it.
And it'll be the same boss.
That's what the 3 stands for. Which is also fine. It's also fine. Give me a slight variation every time I encounter the same boss, right? Like I get it. Making bosses is expensive and time consuming, so make the most of any boss that you make, right? Remember,
you know what?
So frequently in so many games growing up, you would fight a boss, and then that would just become a character that like you had to fight on a regular basis. Right?
I was literally about to say that. I was like, that's what I loved about Doom Eternal is they introduce, wow, this is a boss. And you're like, oh shit, now I have to fight this regularly? What?
Right.
Yeah, super, super cool. Just skipping through the rest of these. Gorn 2. Oh yeah, they did actually, yeah. Gorn 2, $19.99 down to $14.99, 25%. Pistol Whip from $29.99 to $16.49. If you got Pistol Whip, it's a good one. And that's got so much content now.
Yeah,
they still haven't done any paid DLC, right? It's all included. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, listen, they added those campaigns, like the Old West campaign and the Cyberpunk campaign, and just pretty impressive what they've added to that game over the course of time, and plus a ton of extra tracks. And and I think the PSVR2 version is by far the best version. You get the adaptive trigger support, the OLED panel shines. I mean, it is pretty great, pretty great.
Yeah. Arizona Sunshine 2 Deluxe Edition from $49.99 to $21.99. Oh, this next one, Brian. Should people get this? The 7th Guest VR from $29.99 to $9.89.
Yeah.
67% off. That is, and then it's insane.
Yeah.
Although it is on premium at the moment, it says. So if you've got premium, PS Plus premium, you get.
Man, we need to do a poll because for me, I'm like, who the fuck has premium? I kind of cringe at spending $60. Is it even 60? Did they raise the price on the basic one? I don't remember what it is.
I don't know. I'm getting the email that I'm about to be charged for the New Year's worth, so I need to work out which one I want. But I know I did have the top tier, and then I came down to the middle one, I think. But I don't even know if I need that now.
I had premium, or I think I had premium for like a year, and I just listen as a retro gamer, I wasn't playing the classic games. Right, I just wasn't taking advantage of that part of premium. I think it's a little bit on the scummy side whenever they put demos behind a paywall. I know that I feel a little bit different about like the game trials. That feels a little bit different than a demo. But I don't know, man. I just don't take advantage of it. I think if I wasn't running a channel about PSVR2. And PlayStation 5 was my primary platform. Yeah, man, go for it. But I just don't. I personally don't have. I don't see the value in it for me personally. But I can understand how people are play games much differently than me.
In the chat, they're saying that it's premium for the demo, the trial, which is such a trying to think of the word.
That's what they mean by saying premium on the store page for this. Is that there's a trial in premium?
Yeah, which I think is such a yes. And they did that for Metro Awakening as well. Actually, it says premium there, so yeah, they shouldn't be doing that.
Nope. No, I mean just say trial in premium. Yeah, just exactly. Something to do. Add 2 words.
And then people probably would try the trial. After the full complete edition, 60% off, $7.99. That's a must. Yeah. Get that.
Yeah, I'm not even that big of a fan of the game, but man, go find some friends and find out if you are a fan of it. Yep.
Even if you just play it for the one evening, you're gonna get your money's worth. Like it's a good one. The Wizard's Dark Time Brotherhood. I need to get back to that game. I didn't play a lot of it. But $5.99, 70% off from $19.99. I mean, that's one you can play with friends. But yeah.
I didn't think I thought we got a really shitty port of that. I did not think they did a good job.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. It's like they made 2 games and smashed them together into one because the multiplayer is not the campaign. The multiplayer is like this whole roguelite thing that AJ and I played a bunch of together. And it was fine. It was fine, but like I wanted to play the campaign with them. It just didn't feel well optimized. I don't know if they've updated the game since then. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it.
4 left here. Hellsweeper VR Deluxe Edition from $34.99 to $11.89. 66% off.
Oh my god, go buy it. Go buy
66. The numbers of the devil almost.
6.66.
Oh, that's what they should. I was going to say they couldn't do 666% off. That would cripple them.
They'd be paying us for it.
Paying you quite handsomely. Operation Wolf Returns First Mission VR, 80% off for $5.99. I would say I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I can't believe it's from $29.99 to $5.99. I had fine with it. Actually, I think it was an easy platinum. If you're a trophy hunter, now's the time to go for it.
Yeah, it's not great. But for $6, it's like it doesn't have to be. That's the thing. Once you get down to a certain price, then listen, like a 5 out of 10, it might be worth it.
I was entertained by it for sure, but I wouldn't play it again. Once I rolled it, I was like done.
Yep.
A Fisherman's Tale 2 from $19.99 to $5.99, 70% off. Do you know, I do need to go back to it. It has some cool ideas in it. It's not as good as the first game. They obviously expand it in many ways. I don't know. I think if you're into those kind of out of the box thinking puzzles, maybe.
Again, for $6, I think it was very different. They did a lot of they tried a lot of very cool things in VR. They didn't worry about you can throw your head, and when you throw your head, that was it. Yeah, that was your perspective is being thrown, and I was like, that's cool, man. They didn't worry too much about motion sickness, and so I think there are good things about it. Very inventive, but I didn't love it. But again, for $6, it's like, man, it's totally worth taking the risk on some of these things.
And this last one, you've already mentioned, Borderbots VR, 75% off from $19.99 to $4.99. I think this is a must own. But I don't know. I had a really good time with it. I know it's not for everyone. I thought it was I actually like the kind of the story. The characters can be a bit annoying sometimes, but I was laughing throughout it. I thought it was very quirky humor, and I actually think the sort of the puzzles that you're doing, the logic, it really gets your brain ticking. Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe you can help me out because I've only played. I played the first few hours of it. My plan was obviously to do a review of it, and that's what I was working towards. And I got to a point where I just thought it wasn't fun anymore. Like all the things you're checking the robots for.
Yeah.
There was something I was missing. But I was just like I don't know. Like I just again, I could have just been missing something very important. But what I felt was I've just gotten to a point where the game got too hard, and I'm just not enjoying.
Okay.
And that was a couple hours in. But I gotta say, man, it ran at 90 native. It was super sharp in the headset. I was like, how they made this thing look fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
For what it is, right? And so again, just for the price point, I'd say it's worth checking it out and seeing, like, you know, if you get stuck the way I get stuck. But even if you only play the first couple hours, I think it's worth, you know.
That's true.
It's definitely worth what it is. What's going for.
I got stuck on bits. There were times where I was like, I'm pretty sure that was correct, and it's messing me about. Like, I didn't get that wrong, but I probably was wrong. But what I love about the game as well is, you know, you get those games where you learn a new mechanic, and then you'll do it for 5 levels with that one mechanic, and it's like, it feels a bit more like padding. And then they'll give this game every level, they're adding a new mechanic. So it was like every level was fresh, like they're adding something new, and I really respected it. It felt very rich with mechanics that were very frustrating, and you're like, I've just learned to master that, and now I've got to know this as well. And like, I'm probably halfway through the game, but I've played quite a few hours of it, and I definitely want to go back to it, but I've got to be in the right frame of mind for it. Anyway, that's it. That's the Black Friday sales.
Hey,
lots of good sales in there.
Yeah, that's a list of games that I think could have easily passed most people by.
Yes.
And so they all seem like they're at the right price point. So if you were even considering any of them, this is probably the time. I don't think I said no to any of them, right? We got Comic Book Guy with the 2 quid. Sorry, scroll. Comic Book Guy with the 2 quid saying, Robot Brian. Yeah, sometimes I like being a robot. Yeah, Robot Brian is a very accurate representation of my actual personality. It's just like very cold and sterile and doesn't bathe often. Game Cato sent 5 without parole gift memberships. Thank you so much, Game Cato, for your constant generosity. 5th, 1972 with the Australian 5 says, Myles, how often can you see Roboquest sales figures? Oh yeah, you must have pretty frequent access to that, right?
No, I definitely can't share it. I mean, our team checks every day. You know, yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
So you don't have to wait for a weekly report from PlayStation. It's just like every day you have access to those sales figures. Cool.
Yeah. When you work on these platforms, you get access to dashboards. So yeah, but different platforms dashboards work in different ways. It's like when you do social media stuff, Instagram versus YouTube. Some are like you can get really in the moment data, and then other platforms it might have to do it like the day after and things like that. But how often do I see them? I don't really see them. I mean, I can ask if I want to find out and stuff. And obviously, there's been a lot of interest with our recent sales and stuff like that. And yeah, we're just grateful for the support. Because just keeping it real, V Racer and Audio Trip was at obviously a lower price point, but V Racer and RoboQuest were premium prices for VR, but worth the money. And they, people have been willing to put their hand in their pocket and splash out on it. So, thank you.
I think. Listen, it's I don't on PSVR2 we haven't had like a ton of examples of like I don't know. I think I feel like it's not accurate to say, right? You guys did Trombone Champ and Surviving Mars VR. right? And so like, so I don't want to be like, oh, is this Roboquest is the first time you guys have shown what you're capable of on PlayStation VR2, but it does to a certain degree feel like, hey, at this point, Flat to VR is a studio to be reckoned with, and also to the point where I think where it's like when something gets announced, until we have a disappointment, there's not really any reason to doubt, the quality that we're going to get.
And again, and this sounds obvious, and I appreciate that. It's not a given. Like, just because it's our games, we know that like things can go wrong, and like there was so much pressure on Roboquest VR from a long way away. Like at the start of this year, when we had the trailer at the VR Game Showcase in March, I can't believe how long ago that was when I was in the States, just before I became director of social media here. That was announced, and it was like, look at that trailer, like that is gameplay, but like we've got to make this a polished game. And even with the stuff in the past week and the things that still needed doing, like it was not guaranteed. But I was like, no, Roboquest VR is going to be the test of Flat to VR Studios making a game that is very dynamic with a lot of mechanics. Trombone Champ is a much simpler game, but also Trombone Champ Unflattened is a very polished game that was actually reinvented a lot. And look, it's always, you got to pay tribute. Like, you stand on the shoulders of giants. A VR game that is from a flat game wouldn't exist without the genius that went into, like, Holy Wow are amazing developers when it comes to Trombone Champ and what they made. I loved that game, found it hilarious. But I can't imagine playing the flat screen game. Like, the VR is how I'd want to play it. And probably going to feel that same with Roboquest as well. And that's fine. And that doesn't take away like Rise Up and what they did with Roboquest. The only reason we've got a VR game of that, and it's what you said in your review, and this is why hybrid games are important, is because of the brilliant flat screen games. And they trusted us to take their IP and, run with it. And we've been very grateful. But yeah, we've had 5 PSVR2 games now, cross publishing and make. So Trombone Champ, Unflattened, Surviving Mars Pioneer we published, V-Racer Hoverbike we published, Audio Trip we published, and then Roboquest VR we made. And on the PlayStation Store, our lowest scoring is Surviving Mars at 4.49. So like that's a nice problem to have. Like, and everyone has individual reviews. I always respect your review scores, but at the end of the day, people that are buying the game and leaving reviews on the store, that you can't fake that shit. Like, eventually it's gonna drop to a really low level if there's a lot of issues and stuff like that. So really grateful about it.
And I guess we only touched on Shadowgate ever so slightly. I say Metro Game Cat in the chat just asking about Shadowgate. It's Shadowgate and Pools next week, and I gotta say, Myles, like this past week. Like, reviewing games is tough. It just is, because it's, there's just a lot that goes into it. And I think that this past week, okay, can I please get a fucking Shadowgate trailer here? Just so, there we go. There's a trailer.
Do you want me to send you the new one? No,
it's fine. I think, do I not have it?
Maybe it went out. I don't know.
The Shadowgate and Pools, is a completely different experience this upcoming week, right? Than what I've done for the last week, because Roboquest is not an easy game. Roboquest, you just grind, unlocking different things, and just constantly trying to, get further and further and further. That's the point of the game. It's supposed to be a hard game. It's supposed to be a game that you struggle with and eventually get better and better at, for yourself. And then also, these minor permanent unlocks, upgrades that you get, and those two things together, propel you forward. And that's a lot of time. That's a big time commitment, right? In Demeo, kind of the same thing. You're upgrading characters. Sorry, sirens on my end. I don't know if you can hear that or not. And you're upgrading your character, so your character is getting better. And then, but you are also learning all the different mechanics of the game. And so when you're in a different situation, you learn how to take down a group of enemies better than you did at the beginning of the game. So it's all these combined skills. The sirens are getting louder, and there's more of them. And there's another one. So it's just very, very time consuming and exhausting, to be honest with you. Like, just exhausting. This upcoming week with Shadowgate in Pools VR, I feel like is the complete and total opposite experience.
It's so true.
These, you know, it's like first of all, you know, Shadowgate is puzzle heavy, right? Exploration heavy.
Yep.
You know, and it's also
but not exploration heavy in terms of vast areas of land. Do you know what I mean? It's very slow paced. You're in small corridors, and like there are some open areas and that, but like it's a very and to be honest, there are some open areas, don't get me wrong, but like generally speaking, it feels like a much smaller classic adventure game. And I don't know, man, like you just talking about that of like what we've had come out and that, it's really interesting because, sorry, just taking a step back, of like we announced that we were going to be taking care of everyone for 4 weeks in a row in November with, you know, V-Racer Shadow dropping, then Audio Trip, which by the way, still can't believe people saying how much they love it as a VR rhythm game when there's a lot on the market on PSVR2. Obviously Roboquest has come out, which is great, which is a big high for us. Shadowgate coming out on Tuesday, like off the back of Roboquest, where there's going to be lots of people that are getting into their runs and putting a lot of time into it. I had some worry about Shadowgate going like it's going to get, for lack of a better term, overshadowed by what's come before. But you saying that makes me think, actually, no, people are going to want to have a bit of a, I'm not sure palate cleanser is the right term, but some people just want to have a sit down and have something that's just a bit more charming and slow paced. And, you know, Pools will definitely do that in some ways, but it's a bit more unnerving. There's a lot of charm when it comes to Shadowgate VR, which even surprised me. Like Odin, the character of Odin, I actually thought was wonderful in it. And yeah, I think it's going to be a nice change of pace. So actually, maybe people will dive into it more than I was fearing. No.
Yeah, I just think we've got a week of more relaxing games coming out.
Yeah,
and so, not that there's not, you know, big moments or anything in Shadowgate. Not that there's not, you know, but overall, I think it is more of a, all right, stop and think. What am I doing next? It's more of a stop and think kind of game.
Yeah,
you know, high octane, high energy game, and so that's. And so I'm excited for this week, and I think that this week is coming at just the right time. Right, the last couple of weeks have been insane, and I think we need something like this, just so everyone can like chill and breathe. Anyone I don't know if anyone's keeping up with all the releases, if anyone's buying everything that's coming out, right? But if you're anything, if you've had anything like the last couple of weeks that I have, this is going to be a really nice change of pace. Looper in the chat says, is Surviving Mars still blurry? Okay, I've not stopped into Surviving Mars in a while. Is it blurry? Because it was looking pretty good the last time I played it. Did it get a blurry patch?
It was. I have no idea. I mean, that would be a question I'd have to speak to the devs for. If people ever ask these questions on social media, our team will screenshot and send it to the devs and that. So yeah. I haven't been in it in a good few weeks, so I'd have to check. I know there was questions around the DFR stuff, which I believe getting patched, but I'd have to check it. Yeah.
Game Cato with the Australian $20. Thank you. Says, about to receive my B-Haptics vest and cuffs as an official B-Haptics ambassador. What's an official B-Haptics ambassador? Can't wait to play V-Racer Hoverbike in it. Myles, is it going to get support in Roboquest? Because it would be awesome in that kick-ass game.
Well, we've seen a lot of people asking about this across social media, and just to let you guys know, when you demand stuff, we think about it. It's not something we're currently working on, but if the game sells well enough and there's enough demand for it, fuck yeah, would it be good to be putting B-Haptic support for Roboquest? I mean, with how good the haptics are in the game as well, having it full body, I mean, oh, dude, that would be fun. Would you finally take your B-Haptics vest out for Roboquest VR if we added it? Or did you use it for a previous game?
No, I've not used it. But I did take it out of the box on camera. That's as far as I've made it. Yeah, listen, there's plenty of games I want to try it with. I've heard it's amazing in Galaxy Card. I've heard, you know, whatever. And so I'm super down to actually use it. I just haven't really even thought about it, to be honest with you. I think everybody knows my thoughts on the B haptics at this point, right? Like everyone talks about friction in VR, and the fact that you have to put something on your face in order to play it is friction, no matter, even if it's the smallest amount of friction. And so not only am I putting that on, but I'm putting my over-ear Pulse headphones on, right? And just the thought of wearing something else in order to play VR kind of makes me want to kill myself. I'm sure when I do it, I'll love it, and this will be great, and then I will not do it again. But I will definitely. I'm going to test it out for the accessory video, because obviously the accessory video is almost here. It's got to be almost here, right? Brian's been talking about it for over a year. It's got to be probably right around the corner. Yep.
Yeah, I'm the same with B haptics. Like, I've already got to be in the mood for it to add all that stuff on, and it is great. I think for me also, like, I would use it on my Let's Plays a lot more. But it's like you need to use the app on your phone, and I use my phone for the camera, so I need to use a secondary phone, and I don't know. It's just a lot to think about, but it is great.
Man, next week's going to be great. And you know what's going to be even greater than that? The fact that the week after that is Thief, and then nothing, and then nothing, and then nothing. Although after Thief, it'll probably be Zero Caliber, and probably Secret of the Mimic, and probably Aces of Thunder. All right, there's no end in sight. We've had a stellar month, and I'm feeling like the next month is going to be pretty stellar as well. Good stuff.
I just want to acknowledge Leaper in the chat says he's told us in the Flat VR Discord about surviving Myles and didn't get a reply. I've just screenshotted you saying that, so I'll pass it to the team and do my best.
Someone's getting fired.
No.
God, I hope it's
me. Just the amount of projects everyone's working across has been pretty insane. But yeah, as we say, good intent. We do our best, but if we miss the mark, we'll try and do better.
Headbite Play says Aces will shadow drop. I don't know if that's true. It's all whether we get a PSVR2 spotlight or not. I don't know. I don't know why. This is a Rypop thing. This is a Rypop thing, and he got in my head about it, and I think he's absolutely right. I think we have a PSVR2 spotlight coming. I think we're going to get some updates on games that have been announced. We're going to get some new game announcements, and then the final thing is going to be, and this is out right now, and doesn't seem like that's going to be Zero Caliber, right? Because Zero Caliber has been very active. X-Real Games, developers of Zero Caliber, have been very active on Reddit, keeping people in the know, saying, "Hey, we are closer than ever to the 10,000 person wish lists in order to get the price down another couple dollars." I've been paying attention to that, but we need 2,500 more people to wish list Zero Caliber for it to drop, for the launch price to drop to $24.99. So it's nice to get an update on that. And also they keep us updated saying, hey, we're going through another pass of Sony QA. So I don't think that's going to shadow drop, but we do have Secret of the Mimic, and we do have Aces of Thunder that I think would be perfect as a grand finale of a spotlight, especially right now during the time where everyone's kind of like, oh, PSVR2 is going to be $300, right? It's getting a $100 price cut, temporary price cut. I think this is like just that extra push that people will need, being like, oh, it's finally got this amazing flight game. That game I've been hearing about for the last fucking 17 years. It's finally coming out. That's amazing. Oh, it just came out. It got great reviews. Amazing. Just saying.
Just saying.
Yep. Null Zero says, too bad Aces isn't going to have virtual joystick support. Do we have a confirmation on that? I just don't trust anything until it happens. And if we're taking the fucking PlayStation Store's word for it, what was the last game that said it supported 2 aim controllers? 2 aim controllers, right? It's just a what? No. Oh, Yeah, okay. We're not taking the PlayStation Store's page, word for it because it does say Sense controllers. What is Null Zero saying in the chat? Where are we getting this information from? And if you say Polish Paul, I will rip your goddamn throat out.
Wow.
No confirmation, but it got taken out of Steam. Back end. Okay. All right. Well, that's something. All right. But I doubt it, man. I doubt it. So many delays with Aces of Thunder. We thought it was going to be out so many times now, right? There's never been an official release day, right? But we used the term delay being like, man, like they said it's coming soon, coming very soon, coming very soon, coming very soon. Well, when the fuck is it coming out? I think it'll be there for launch. I do. On PlayStation for sure. Fuck Steam. I don't know what's happening on Steam. And it is Polish Paul's fault. Perfect. We're gonna go with that. I don't know if it's actually his fault or not, but we're gonna go with that. That makes me happy. And Distracted says I have my HOTUS ready for Aces of Thunder when it comes out in 2083. I do too. The Amazon box has been sitting in the same place for literally months. Just still haven't opened it. Really hope that there's a HOTUS in there and not like cat food or something. So yeah, get yourself a HOTUS. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
I think it's time to do a little 4-minute challenge, Myles.
Whoa.
Time for you to pick a PSVR 1 or PSVR 2 game, and then I get 4 minutes and an infinite number of yes or no questions to figure it out.
Wow.
I just feel bad. I told Ben Mappy I was going to rip his throat out.
That's pretty violent.
I think it was justified. Right? And I'm going to need all the help I can possibly get, you guys. You know, this is fucking ridiculously difficult. So help me out in the chat. Suggest good questions I should ask Myles, and then based on the answers we get, suggest good games that it might be, or bad games that it might be. Either way. Myles, have you chosen a game?
Yes, I have, Brian.
All right, man. Well, then let me get my little notepad ready so that I can type out all of the clues we're given. Where'd my notepad go? There it is. All right, here we go. On my mark. Get Dez. Go. Let's see what they're saying in the chat. Markio's wondering if it's single player.
Yes.
Is it spooky at all?
No.
Okay. Does it have a multiplayer component?
No.
Okay. Not spooky. Okay. Did it come to other headsets other than PSVR 1 or 2?
Yes.
Did it come to PSVR 1?
No.
Was it a launch PSVR 2 game?
No.
Has this studio made other PSVR 2 games other than this game?
Oh my God, Brian, you're asking all the tough questions here. Are you asking if the developer has?
Yes.
Let me have a quick check.
All right. Is it sci-fi? Just while you're looking, is it sci-fi?
No, it's not sci-fi, no.
Not
and I'm going to
sci-fi.
say they haven't made any others, no.
All right. Is it a Markio's wondering if it's a top 25 game, like, or something that
No.
would be in consideration? No. Is
No.
it a bad game?
I said,
Wow.
I don't think you'd like it.
You don't think I'd like it? Okay.
No.
Brian.
I mean, I'm not gonna. No, I played it once. I'm not gonna play it again.
So you did stream it?
Yeah.
That
It's
narrows it down to everything.
To
Okay.
301 games. Yeah.
Is there shooting?
No.
Are there any weapons?
No.
Are there enemies?
No.
Did I review it?
No.
Okay. Is there a flat version?
Yes.
Wait, it's a pretty bad game that has a flat version. Is the flat version a separate SKU than the VR
No.
version?
It has
Okay.
a VR mode.
Interesting. Is it educational?
It's not. It's not how they've gone to be, but I guess you could learn from it.
Okay. Do you build bridges in this game?
Yeah, you do build bridges.
Oh, Brian. Yeah. I also won't be going back to this. It's as far as I know. Yeah, yeah. I think this is the only bridge building game on PSVR2. So we're gonna run with it. Is it Bridge Constructor Studio?
It is indeed, Brian. Bridge Constructor Studio, by Clockstone, and published by Head Up Games. I think Head Up Games might have been involved in it. Yeah.
They definitely publish other things, but
they did.
Headstone is not made other games.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, I had an issue with this on my Let's Play because, firstly, it's one of those games where you have to use the sense controller, dual sense controller, to get into the game.
Yeah.
And then you have to turn on VR mode. And then when you turn on VR mode on the social screen, you have a red button in the middle that says disable VR mode with an X button, and you can't get rid of it. So my entire Let's Play, you just see a red box in telling you to disable VR mode, which isn't a good commercial if you ask me. That all you're seeing is disable VR mode.
That is exactly what my gameplay footage is showing right now.
Oh, right, there we go. So, dude, Bridge Constructor games, I've played a few throughout my life. You find them on my mobile and stuff. I always feel the same way. I always love the idea of them, and I always enjoy them to begin with. But I then very quickly run out of steam and go, this is not fun anymore. This is so ridiculous of like trying to make this work. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a creative, like you find creative solutions to use. You've given this many pieces and you get creative, and it's not. Right. It's much more about having like a proper engineering understanding about how this shit all works and how bridges are actually made and shit. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is nope, not for me. And so I was disappointed in that sense, and then it was just like, man, I honestly think I don't even know what level this is, 4, 5, 6, and I was like, this is actually too hard for me. Like my brain does not work this way, and when bridges would fail, I'd just be like, I don't even understand why that failed. And I'm done. Yeah.
The worst bit about it though, Brian, is when, spoilers guys, when your bus finally gets over the bridge successfully and it gets to the finish line. Yeah. Oh, I think you're going to see it here. Oh, I don't know if it's already done it. It keeps going and then it falls off the edge at the other side and crashes. Yeah. And I'm like, well, what the fucking? I built the bridge so you were safe, and then you just.
But that means you get the benefit of killing dozens of school children, whether you win or lose. It's a win-win situation.
It's like the moral dilemma of, do you pull the lever from the tram? Do you want them to die from your bridge or from the cliff beyond the bridge?
I feel like I've watched way too many videos about that recently. I think it was all Alex O'Connor videos about pulling Charlie levers. Too many. Oh, lose. Markio says lose. That's what I meant to say. Killing school children is not a win-win situation. It's a lose. That's what I meant. I'm so glad Markio is paying attention.
Depends how you're inclined to be, but yeah. I would say it's a lose.
Excellent. God, Myles. Normally what? Normally at the after a GAMESCAST, after a Friday GAMESCAST, I worked my tail off to get a PSVR this week out the door, before I go to bed. I don't think it's going to happen, man. I think it's a good percentage of the way done. Probably another 2 or 3 hours of work, until I can wrap it up. But dude, I am fucking done. We've just been. I've been sleeping in 2-hour spurts, and and even though I slept last night and just didn't set an alarm, nothing. You don't make up for that in one night of sleep, and so I am going to eat something unhealthy for me tonight.
Dude, same. I'm literally going to go for a kebab van down the road now because everything's shut. Yep.
Put on a movie and just call it a night. And I will get out, and I will get this week out tomorrow morning at some point.
Good for you, Brian. Good for you. I just want to say that you deserve a break.
I want to give a shout out to everybody, every single GameCat out there who's been like, Brian, take a break. You fucking need it. You deserve it. You've been going around the clock. Blah, 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 right? Because so frequently, I think it's easy to forget that there are human beings that are like, you know, that are doing this, and how much work that some of this requires. And some people are just so focused on what they want and what they need. Hey, where's our review of this? Where's the review of this? Right? That they completely forget, like fucking Brian's record burn out, right? And so so thank you everybody out there who, you know, remembers that we're real people and that we're doing our absolute best for you, and that we love you very much. And it's so nice to see that love is reciprocated on your end. So thank you everybody. Best fucking community ever, Myles.
It really is, and never get tired of saying it. And it's just because you kind of got to always pay tribute to the reasons that you're here and what you do. And this community has completely changed my life in ways that I just can't quite believe it. But yeah, I'm the same as you, Brian. I am actually burnt the fuck out this week, and I can't wait to go to bed. This was actually my first week. Like, I've done the 4-week probation, or whatever it's called, the intro to the gym. Been going to the gym regularly, feeling good for it. This is the first week of the second month. Like, now you've done the sort of the introductory stuff.
Yeah.
And I haven't gone once. And it is just because I've been sleeping in, because I've been working ridiculous hours, and even when I have been sleeping, I've not been sleeping good. I've been very stressed. Wednesday was way more stressful than Thursday, but just because it's the day before launch and getting everything ready, and as well as publishing our own games and releasing our own games, we have clients like we help with their games that we work on as well. And yeah, as soon as this is done, I'm going to go out, go to a kebab van, get some trash food with lots of salad. You got to have a balanced diet, and then yeah, I'm just going to chill and don't know, just sit there and just be like, take a moment.
Yeah. Lou Does Review says you should watch Pluribus, Brian. I've heard great things about Pluribus. That it actually sounds right up my alley. It sounds right up my alley. I don't know if it is or not. Like, it sounds like there's some like dark humor in that. So maybe I'll check it out. I think that's it's Apple TV, which is a subscription I don't currently have, but I am more than happy to cancel. I think I have like 2 or 3 subscriptions going right now, which I don't normally do. I usually keep 1 or 2 at most. And so I'm ready to cancel Hulu. I got to keep HBO for Welcome to Derry. And I think it's time for the first time in
I need
like
to watch that. Yeah.
Oh, bro, 4 episodes in, and it is just awesome. Like, I think I like it more than even, you know, most of the reviewers out there, and even most of the audience. I am just blown away. And I got to tell you, Myles, the episode 4. I might have said, and I apologize if I've said this already on like Monday's show or something, but episode 4 has some of the craziest fucking body horror I have ever seen anywhere. Right? It
wow.
is. Yeah, it was there was a scene where I'm not going to tell you what happened because I don't want to spoil it. But
there was a body,
and I'm not a body horror person, right? I'm like, I like my horror supernatural, and I like, you know, I enjoy jump scares, and right. But there is a segment where something crazy happens, and I'm like, wow, this is really disturbing. And I was watching it just kind of like in bed and just kind of holding onto my covers a little bit, like a kid or something, and then it gets worse and worse and worse until finally you're like, no fucking way are you going to do that. And if you do that, you're not going to show it. And then they do it and they show it. And I actually look like a 46-year-old man, supposedly, right? Literally turn my head away because it's just too much. In 3 or 4 seconds, I turned my head back thinking, there's no way they could still be showing it, and they were still showing it. I was like,
oh my god,
it's really one of the most disturbing things I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Wow.
And I loved it. So big fan of that show. And again, I'm not a body horror fan. This isn't the reason I'm endorsing the show. I'm endorsing it because it's telling such a good story. It feels a little bit Lost, like, right, where it's just they're just throwing a lot of stuff out there, and it's just so weird the way that they're handling some of it. But unlike Lost, it feels like they've got a plan that's going to come together. You know,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
last thing before wrap up, because Verti Julie in the chat was just saying rest and recovery is more important than overtraining or working, which is true. You can't pour from an empty cup. I love that saying, and it's why we have to tell each other to take time off, because I'm a fucking hypocrite. Like, I'm killing myself with what I put myself through, and we all do it. But like, the idea that is we want to be productive. Taking time off, stepping away is being productive, because it means that you're going to be better in the long run. Easier said than done, but it's why we've got to keep looking out for each other, and this is why this community is amazing. And once again, enjoy your whatever. Do you know what food you're getting?
No, I haven't decided, but I mean, it's always like the pizza is always the default. But I did consider sushi, because I get sushi like once every 4 months or something like that at most, because it's just expensive. So I got a great sushi place near me that I do a lot, and actually the new pizza place I go to, I like it because they're really great pizzas, but they're not like the Domino's where it's just like a meal. Like I feel like I eat it and go, I'm full, but I don't feel disgusting of eating too much. And they do an amazing chicken Caesar salad. Now, when I order from these places, salad is not the reason I go for it. They do these amazing chicken Caesar salads, man, and like having a bit of salad on the side of your pizza, wholesome, it works. So I had that yesterday though, so I can't do that again today. Well, I could do. I do admire you for getting to the gym though, even if like you haven't, if you missed some of it, because before the GameCat meetup, I was going to the gym religiously. I was there every single day, and then I got back from the meetup and I completely fell off. I completely fell off of a lot of things since, was that May? So, so I'm determined to get back onto a proper schedule, because I know myself, man. Like I'm gonna get sick, and I'm gonna like burn out like way faster than if I'm taking care of my health. So I gotta reprioritize that stuff. And I'm honestly excited to get back to it. I really am. Also, just a quick shout out again. I mentioned this on every single GamesCast now, and I'm probably going to mention it on every single GamesCast forever, because for the longest time, I just kept saying, don't worry about money, don't worry about money, don't worry about money. And people took that as everything's fine financially, and it's not. And every single YouTuber that I watch, there's always some part of every show where they're like, hey, we need your support. So I'm like, you know what? Fine, I'll do it. And we do need your support. And I appreciate every single person that's come out of the woodwork and up their Patreon support, or gone to patreon.com/withoutparolegames and supported at any tier, right? And so that means on the 1st, I always update the Patreon scroll at the bottom of the screen on the 1st. That means there's gonna be a lot of fucking new names on there. There's gonna be a lot of new names on there, and I gotta do something color wise with the names, right? I want to like make sure the people who are like just being silly and throwing a lot of money at me every month, I want to make sure there's like a different color for maybe the different tiers or whatever. We'll figure it out. Or maybe just different shades of gray is like white is, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. It means a lot. So thank you for that. VR Resistance says offer member only perks. I want to, and I'm going to figure that out. It's probably gonna have to be a New Year thing, right? It's gonna be something that doesn't require a lot of extra work on my part, right? Because right now every minute of every day goes to making content for the channel, and in giving everything I've got to doing reviews in this week and in these shows. And it was like, well, I don't know how to find more time to give extra stuff, but I do want to figure out something. Right, I know for a while AJ was before he would do an interactive chat, he would share the run of show with people on his Patreon. Right, here's what we're going to talk about. Here's an, a little inside baseball look at what's happening on tonight's show. So things like that, I would love to make part of the routine. But I that's all part of the plan. So, but thank you guys so much for supporting, especially when you don't really get anything in return other than the continued channel, right? The channel just continues to exist because of you guys. So thank you for that. But even if you don't support the channel in any way, if you don't tip, if you don't support on Patreon, you're not a member. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. We love you no matter what. and we're just fucking thrilled that you're here. We have the best community ever, so make sure you come join us on Discord. It's crazy. We're gonna read Comic Book Guy's tip post-credit scene. So thank you, everybody. And even if you sit back and watch the show and don't say a goddamn word, we know you're out there, and we love you just as much. Here it is, Myles. Here it is, everyone. Your clip of the week, courtesy of Ace Gamer Cat, with Suburban Utah and Ben L of the Game Cat Army, listening helplessly from the truck. Let's go.
You're gonna smudge, and you're gonna have 5 seconds to get into this locker. It's in front. Here he comes. He went back in the kitchen. It's in the cooler. He's coming back to the kitchen. He's coming for you. Light your smudge. Now hide the locker. Go, 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 go. And close the door. Oh, God. Oh, he saw you.
Tilt your head back. Tilt your head back really hard.
No, I think he lived. He lived. It ended. The hunt ended.
Oh my gosh, get out of there.
Leave.
Get out. You have a full minute because you smudged it, you have a full minute to between hunts.
Good job, dude. You lucky bastard.
Myles, I love clips from Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia is one of my favorite games. And I have to ask you, have you checked out Nell's Diner?
I haven't yet. We need to jump into that.
No, you haven't checked it out yet. Oh,
I know.
it might be my favorite map.
Wow.
Yeah, it might be. I hope we get more diverse locations like that. How cool would it be to have a movie theater?
Movie theater, yeah.
Or like a gas station, right? With like, yeah. So
park?
A theme park would be crazy. I already struggle with the bigger maps, like the school and the asylum.
Yeah.
Like an amusement park would be crazy. I love it though. Comic Book Guy with £5 says, no idea what to buy between Assassin's Creed or Deadpool and strangely Just Dance. I know, strange to mention that, Just Dance VR game. I'm assuming he means Assassin's Creed Nexus.
Yeah, Nexus,
right?
yeah.
Maybe it's on sale or something.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. As sometimes if they're all roughly the same price, I think you got to go with Deadpool. I was talking to Dan from Skydance about it today, and he was telling me all about how that's pretty fucking great. It's pretty good. Maybe it doesn't sound like it has any physics, but it sounds like the game itself is really fun. So I'm curious about that. I'm gonna be looking more deeply into Deadpool. But I've still never played Assassin's Creed. I should probably download that and check it out for myself.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. All right. Well then. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great weekend. We love you all.
Bye-bye.